What's up, everybody? 32 Icon here. I hope that you guys are doing well. I'm doing well myself. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already, in good faith that I will continue bringing you great content. So, the other day I posted a video on the Shadow 2, and someone in the comment asked me why I think that the Shadow 2 is worth the price, but I think that Legions are overpriced. So, in particular, he was talking about the Legion 229 and 357 that I sold in order to acquire the Shadow 2. So I'm going to explain my reasoning in this video, and I did comment and respond to him, but I'm not sure if he read it or not. So here we go, just in case some of you guys want to know the same thing. So just to get this out the way, the Shadow 2 was $1,300, but that included the Cerakote work. It included shipping, and it also included the upcharge in mags. So you guys know in Connecticut, we're only allowed to have 10 round capacity in our magazines, but those magazines came with 17 rounds. We cannot have that in this state, so I had to pay an upcharge to get the 10 round mags, which was cheaper than ordering 3 new magazines online. So that all included the $1,300. But give or take, Legions and the Shadow 2 are relatively around the same price, right? So here it is. I think that the Legions and the Shadow 2s, they both have great grips. They're both fit well in the hand. The sights are amazing. They're both accurate. They're durable. They just are great pieces to own. Now, here's where I think the Shadow 2 justifies its price, whereas the Legions, not necessarily. So with the Shadow 2, you know, we talk about the ergonomics of a CZ, right? When you first pick up a CZ, it just feels good to you. You can be a veteran shooter, you can be a new shooter, you can be in between. It just feels right. You may think the gun is ugly, you may not like that old school classic look, but the fact of the matter is when you pick it up, most people are like, wow, this feels great. With Sig, in particular the Legions, it feels good, but it doesn't give you that wow factor, right? It's not like, wow, this is made for my hand, it fits like a glove. For some it may do, but overall, when we're generalizing, with SIGs, it's like give or take. It's like, oh, I could go for it, or nah, not my style, let me look at another gun, right? So I think when it comes down to ergonomics, I think CZ is just, you know, tier 1. When it comes down to bore axes, everyone knows that SIG isn't the exemplar for low bore axes on firearms. CZ is. The slide rides inside the frame. It has an incredibly low bore axis, which means that it's constantly on target, it's accurate, it's that muzzle flip is minimum. Whereas with the Legions, it is not. You have to be, I think, more than a newbie, not necessarily an experienced shooter, but you have to be better than a newbie in order to keep that muzzle flip down on a Legion. Now, again, these are just my opinions. I could be wrong, but this is why I think that the Shadow 2 price is justified. When it comes down to the triggers, both triggers are great, right? Both triggers are great. But when you put them side by side, I think the trigger is just a little nicer. It's smoother. There isn't any grit at all. The single action is by far superior than the Legion when it's in single action. It's just an awesome trigger. I don't know how else to explain it. Now, the Legion triggers are very nice. Do not get me wrong. They are very nice, but having to compare the two, I will much rather have the trigger on the Shadow 2 than on the Legion. Now, as far as CZs, it's a competition gun. My Legion 229 to 357, it is not a competition gun. And you may say, well, Liv, you can get it in a 9mm. Great, but how often are they used for competition? They're not, right? They're used for self-defense, home defense, duty pistols. Rarely are they used for competition. So again, CZ justifying their price at that cost is sufficient for me, because I think it's okay to give it that price tag for all that you're getting with that firearm. Again, these are just my opinions. I'm not saying that the Legion isn't a great gun. I still believe that it is overpriced. But again, that's just my opinion. Can the CZs lower their price a little bit? I mean, there might be an argument for that, but I can understand why they are, what, $1,100, $1,200. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck, and both pistols are going to last a lifetime. They're going to last longer than you, longer than your children. I get it. But that is why I think that the Shadow 2 is priced well, whereas the Sig Legion, in this particular case, is overpriced. So let me know your thoughts on the subject. I could be wrong. It's just my opinion. But that's where I stand with it. And maybe it's because I'm a little partial to CZ, but I am more partial because I think that it offers me more than Sig. I just think that Sig offers me a great deal, a great package, but they're a little heavy foot with their pricing. That's all. But I like them both. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on the subject. I hope that you guys are treating one another with kindness, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Peace.